Okay, let's take a look at today's action on NQ and ES for the flip to flip trade. I've initiated putting together a wide range of very formal training that will cover the entire new strategy. Let's see here. So out of the US cash session open, so we're talking about 8:30 US Central Time. The first trade out of that after the US cash session open was a short. Scratched around a bit, gave us a decent move. Then you had a long trade and a decent move. So we haven't broken the high in the day, but or at least the high right near the US Open time period. And the market's junking around a bit. So anyhow, it should have easily gotten over daily gold today on a flip to flip. If you didn't get done on the first push, you got into secondary position, then you should have been done. Okay, let's go take a look at the ES real quick. Let me just get rid of the drawing tool. We'll go take a quick look at the ES. Okay, ES had the run up in the overnight session into pre-market, junked around a bit through 7:30 US Central Time News or Chicago Time News. We did get a short, got a little bit of movement, and then the long should have definitely had you over daily goal. So that movement wasn't anything too special, but the rally out of that and a couple pushes give you more than ample opportunity. If you're not at daily goal and you keep seeing the market's inability to break down, and you're starting to get lower pivot highs and rotation lower, makes some sense to bail, wait for your next setup. Now you're being a short. So anyhow, should have been 2 and through on the NQ let's see, NQ, ES, or whether you're trading the MNQ or the MES. Let's take a look at yesterday. That was a 50% win to loss ratio, but you should have easily gotten over daily goal. Let's go take a look at that. So yesterday's action, we had our first trade after the US session open at 8:30 US Central Time. It was a long. Then you had a short to a long, back to a short, and then that big short should have finished you off for the day. Should have easily gotten some money on the first push. Definitely a loser and a loser. And then the final fourth trade was a big winner as we broke that key pivot on the morning and then got a lift bar from that point to crossing the trend bias portion of the indicator. That's kind of your primary to consider bailing on the trade if for some reason you weren't already over daily goal on the day. But should have had long to short, short to long, back to short. So this trade here to right here, that was the loser. Then you had another loser right here. So you made some there, gave a little bit back, gave a little bit back. So the net effect of all three trades on the NQ, you were positive. On the S, you were slightly negative. But then that was plenty of a move, big enough of a move to get somebody over daily goal. So there you go. That's on the ES. MES was basically the same moves. I showed the NQ just before. MNQ basically the same. On day before, it was pretty good too. So far this is working out good. Right now I'm working on the formal training series for the scalper automated side because there's a lot of details to it and complexity and options and all the different variations of use and 3 different entry types: the flip to flip trade, the entry 1 trade, and the entry 2 trade. So I started the training videos yesterday. I'm going to keep working on them today and see if I can't wrap those up tomorrow. And I want to make sure that those are launched in conjunction with the tools, just to make sure everybody completely understands there's a lot of settings and capability in that automated. Now, another point I want to make, I'm getting a lot of questions. Hey, can we use these tools for Markers Plus, Bloodhound, and Blackbird? Absolutely. All the indicators we put out are always set up with outputs that you can utilize for Markers Plus, Bloodhound, and Blackbird. And we have a fair amount of users on those third-party tools where they just take the indicators and then they utilize their own trade management and entry and in-trade management options as they set those up in those various third-party tools. Apparently, Bloodhound Blackbird has some optimization and backtesting capability enhancement now that's out on beta. That sounds very interesting. So, and remember another big thing, we do have the ability right now from an NT8 platform running our, you can run the indicators with Bloodhound and Blackbird or running one of our strategies, and we have several. You can talk out now from NT8 to any FTT account. Because it's going through the rhythmic feed. That's gigantic. It's huge. So, you can be talking out to 1, 5, 10, 15, or 20 of your FTT accounts from a Ninjatrader 8 platform. There's a trade copier out there that can do just that. So anyhow, hopefully though, FTT will get CQG data on board as fast as possible. I've never, for many years, I've not liked rhythmic feed. I always thought it was a subpar feed. Take Profit Trader uses CQG feed as primary. Feed's fantastic. I just don't have problems with it. Rhythmic feed is a crapshoot. It's like rolling the dice in Vegas. So, and a lot of the reasons I really pressed into this is I had a feeling that these prop firms, it's going to take them a while to either get Rhythmic completely cleaned up, force them or work with them or whatever to get all new tick engine built and infrastructure for their sim feed to really, really get Rhythmic to where it should be for the wide amount of usage it has. And in that period, more prop firms, how long it's going to take them to get over to CQG data, getting these quick strike type trades where you can get in and get out quick and go get your daily goal. Here's 8:30 U.S. Central. Here's 9:34 a.m. So you're talking an hour and 4 minutes. Get in, get your hits, get out, and be done to minimize your exposure to the prop firm's rules and minimize your exposure to the data feed, especially or mainly if you're on Rhythmic. So that quick strike approach to your evals and then your live accounts, I think is a smart direction until we see more reliability present itself on the playing field of the prop firm realm and all of those that are still using Rhythmic as a primary feed. So anyhow, just want to kind of show you what played out on the flip to flip trade. And let's talk about some settings for a second. Let's go ahead and, so I happen to have this particular ES chart on a grid rank 09. I think anywhere 8's a little low in my opinion for the way I like to trade. 9, 10, maybe as high as 11 is kind of the range there. My settings, this is a hybrid indicator. So basically, let me give you the settings here real quick. I'll just write them down. So my HA1 setting is a 3, very small number. I want it highly responsive to price. Then the trend bias portion of the indicator, the only 2 settings I really ever adjust. The one setting is at 33, and the key sensitivity factor, I have it at 2.7. So you can work with those settings as a starting point, those of you that are in the iGRID program, and go from there. So grid rank of 9 and HA1, 3. The step MA portion, 33, 2.7. So speed and sensitivity, and there you have it. And then the other 2 settings that I tell you to almost never adjust, I probably think I should just take those out of all updates going forward and get rid of them. There's just no need to ever adjust those. The 2 I always show in all the training are really the only 2 with the trend bias portion of the indicator that you ever need to deal with. So there you go. Pretty easy morning again. Scott and I have been talking about there's going to be more templates. We keep adding templates to the website on additional time frames and settings. There'll be a whole bunch of templates added, and that's another thing I'm working on right out of the gates with the formal training on the scalper. So that way everything kind of hits en masse all at the same time, not like the indicators, a little bit of training, then add on to it. I want the formal training to hit in conjunction with the drop, or the I guess you could say it, the download link. So I'm going to do things different this time. I want a lot of formal training because of all the settings and variables and different ways of use. Okay, there you have it. Want to do a little touch base on the morning and show you what's going on with the flip to flip setups. And there we go. We got a new high. So anyhow, if you have any questions at any time, info@gridalgo.com, and I'll give you guys an update either later in the day or again tomorrow as to where I'm at with finishing up all this training on flip to flip trades, entry option 1, entry option 2, settings, additional uses, and so on. So there you have it. Have a great morning. And don't forget, we got Fed week this week. And we'll see what we get. Let's see, that's already tomorrow. So tomorrow will be big Fed day. Talk to y'all later.